There are times to compromise. There are reasons to back down. There are days you walk away, but there are times to stand your ground.
Some say that I'm a rule breaker. I disagree. I'm a rule follower. In fact, I wore these overalls tonight specifically to make a point. I'm not going to go into all the details because I'm limited to some time here, but I wore these overalls every Thursday cooking breakfast. On this one Thursday, I couldn't go back into my office because it was full of high school kids and their chaperones, so I wore them up to the Senate floor. I donned a tie and a jacket, and I was immediately told that if I didn't go change, I would have some ramifications meted upon me. I asked the Senate president, what rule have I broken? He said, no rule. However, we have a set of rules in the Senate, and we violate those rules nearly every single day. In fact, one of them is Rule 57. It cites the Constitution, Article 3, Section 23, that states that a bill must have one subject, and if it goes beyond that, it violates the Constitution, and they should be voted against. If you look at my record, I voted no more than I voted yes because of that one provision. I'll talk more about that later, perhaps. So, back to the rules just a little bit. I have for 12 years now, in the House and the Senate, stood up and talked about how we're violating our own oath because we swear an oath to support the Constitution of Missouri and the United States. I've had legislators come to me and say, Mike, I know you're right, but I want a bill passed, and I can't pass it based on your interpretation of the Constitution. But I tell you what, we have passed bills that way. Senate Bill 49 was passed 2 years ago, and it protects minor children from the murderous hands of doctors who want to cut off functioning body parts, castrate them chemically, and that bill passed single subject.
Yeah!
It can be done. And that's what I'm fighting for, and I'll continue to fight for that. So if we don't follow the Constitution, and the rules are explicitly stated in 57 in the Senate rules, if we're not following that, then somebody's off somewhere, and I don't think it's me.
That question is going to be a little difficult for me because I've not been up there. Okay. I have never run for an office before. I've owned a home health care company for 32 years. I know how to run a business. I want to be able to go up and also, I love the Constitution. But you know what? Sometimes you can't always follow every single line.
No.
No, that's your opinion, okay? I have the right, and I have free speech, and I can voice my opinion without anybody saying anything, please. There was an initiative petition that didn't pass this year. You know why? Because somebody stalled it, and we didn't get anything done. And now, you know what's going to happen in November? Abortion is back on the ballot. So, you know, sometimes we have to do things maybe that we don't want to. But what I want to do is to do whatever the will of the people is. And that's to get things done. Not always follow every letter of everything. You know, I am not a constitutional lawyer. So I will watch and make sure that the Constitution is followed as closely as I possibly can. But I also know that we need to get things done for the good of the people. And that's one thing that I really want to drive home. We have got to be able to get back to basics, guys. We have to have the Senate that is working. We have to have a House that is working. We have to have people work together so we can get things accomplished. And right now we're not doing that. Everybody's fighting. Let's stop the fighting and work for the people. I think that's our job.
Yes. But I believe that we should be aware of what our rights are. If you don't have a copy of the Constitution, may I encourage you to get one? I know where you can get a copy, but I encourage you to take a look at it. You don't have to read the whole thing in one day, but there's some pieces in here that will actually, I think, open up your mind and say, I didn't know that's how it was supposed to be. That we've done it, and we'll have new leadership in the Senate, and that should allow a little more desire to do some things that really need to be done. We're getting rid of at least one to held things up for his liberal friends in Columbia. He'll be gone. That's Caleb Rousing. And so whoever is in the leadership, hopefully they'll be more amenable to preserving the rights and liberties of our folks in Missouri. And that's what we're going to stand for.
You know, whether Mike's right. I mean, you can vote for me or vote for him. Please just go vote, because that's our right, and we don't want to lose that. But if you vote for me, what I want to do is I want to go up there and I want to get things done. Not everything can be pure and natural. Man, I wish it was. I would love that. That way people can understand what they're voting for. But this is how it's run now. And so that's what we have to work with. And what I want to do is I want to get together and I want to work with those people to do what's best for you guys. Voting no on everything, to me, is not the answer.
If you believe in family, if you believe the world is round, if you know there's a heaven, if you believe, stand your ground. Stand your ground, come time to fight. Stand your ground when right is right. Take your sword into your hand and draw a line